It was the 1990s, a big show in a small town off I-75 in Georgia. They were called the biggest cocks in the henhouse. But things have changed since then. It's been 30 years, and they finally found a home here, like everyone else, doing a podcast. It's Erica and Mark, the phone call podcast thing.
Hello.
Looking for Mark Steele. Mark Steele, formerly of Macon, Georgia, 30 years ago.
Yes, that is me.
Oh, Mark, this is Erica. Remember me?
Yes.
I used to be Eric. Yeah.
I
How
do
are you,
remember.
buddy?
Well, I vaguely remember an Erica, but I do remember an Eric.
I don't know what you're talking about. I had him killed. He's dead.
That's funny because we both killed off ourselves. Because I killed I killed the old Mark too. Mark Steele's dead and buried.
Yeah, we took very different paths, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Very different paths to murder.
Mine was for the better too because I stopped doing drugs and alcohol and so
hey, did you ever think that maybe that's how we get this podcast noticed? We become a murder podcast. And we've already started. We're talking about it right now, how we both killed somebody.
like that TV show, you watching that one on Hulu?
No.
Murder in the Building?
Only Murders in the Building? I watched the first season. I need to go back to that.
Yes, it's actually not too bad. It's actually to me, Martin Short and Steve Martin together are funny.
They're very funny. They're hilarious.
They're funny together. Now, I know that they needed, the girl that puts money in has to play in a part too, but she's an executive producer. But that little singer girl from Barney, not that great of an
like
actress.
that? From Barney. I see. My daughter was too young to get saddled with Barney, so I was very lucky. I never had to watch an episode of Barney.
Yeah, David was Barney, and not only was he Barney, but he was so Barney that he had a Barney doll, and it was left in Florida, and we bought a new one, and he knew.
Oh, he knew.
So my mom had to FedEx the Barney back next day delivery.
Hold on. How did he know? Because it had like
I don't know.
I
I guess they can smell
same
their own.
identical Barney.
Huh?
It was the same identical
Yes.
Barney, and he's still there. Wow.
Yeah, so we had to have that one killed. If you want to, there's another murder.
What about 3 murders? We've been talking for like 2.5 minutes. We're 3 murders in. You, me, and Barney.
This could be New Orleans.
Yeah, that is. That's definitely. That's your town, not mine. Nothing weird ever happens here in Florida. Nothing.
Well, put it to you this way: they had a parade, right? And they had a second line in the parade. The second line is a traditional thing that they do here, where there's music and they dance and they have umbrellas up in the air, and they were celebrating a very important date. The date was had something to do with civil liberties. For that area
Civil
or whatever,
liberties.
but apparently it's I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to what they were celebrating.
Clearly,
but it was there.
Yeah, clearly.
It was not a national day of remembrance. It was basically just just New Orleans celebrates every year with a parade and all
who
this.
is this? Who's this they that you're talking about?
The citizens of New Orleans.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a certain group of citizens.
I'm not going there, but apparently that parade had, at last counted, I think it was 12 people shot. 2 different shootings.
12 people shot. Hold on. You know what? I'm curious now. When did this parade take place?
It was last week, so look it up.
I'm going to go with ChatGPT
mass
on
shooting
this.
New Orleans.
Hey, can you tell me about the big shooting at the parade in New Orleans last week? What happened there?
I'm sorry to hear about that incident, but I don't have access to real-time news updates or events that happened after October 2023. For the latest information on recent events, it's best to check reputable news sources.
Oh, Cove.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, you've been no help whatsoever. Thanks.
I'm sorry I couldn't provide the information you were looking for. If you have any other questions...
Yeah. We're done with you. I changed the voice of
I
my
heard that.
ChatGPT.
Now she's a British broad.
No. She's either British or Australian. I don't remember what I did.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
I have a hard
I
time.
think she's British, but Siri is Australian. Now, even scarier, I can't go into any of Elon Musk's factories now like I could before because they have now incorporated AI into Siri. Like, listen to this. Hey, Siri, can you tell me what time it is right now in Los Angeles, California? Siri, are you there, baby? Talk to me.
Well, she's mad because you just talked to the other one.
Oh, she's only giving me. She's not talking to me. Hey, Siri, can you set a reminder for me to watch the Steelers game tonight? Man, she's not talking. What the hell, man?
Man, you women are so catty. You really are.
Oh, that's exactly what's going on. She's mad about ChatGPT.
Yes.
All right, I got to straighten this out off the air. We're going to straighten that out during the break. I'm borderline upset right now that my girls are fighting. I cannot have this on my phone. I need my A. We've got the battle of AI in my phone right now. This is how it starts.
Well, I don't know why you would think that it's okay to put two women in the same closet.
Two AI women in the same closet.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what we've done. I know.
And if
this is,
it's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for you because it's become something a lesbian triangle.
This is very unexpected and very hot suddenly. And are you trying to get ratings? Is that what you're trying to do? I mean, you think I should find a way to try and get ChatGPT and Siri to make out? Oh, that's a good idea. I should ask it that.
Well, that's it. Well, first let's work on letting her answer you first.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think
they're probably listening.
If she's ignoring you, I don't think that the first words that she wants to hear is, "Hey, will you make out with some other blood?"
You know, this AI. I thought I was pretty good at this AI thing, and apparently I'm not as good as I thought I was. I got some work to do. I'll work on that though for you, Mark. I'll try and get these two to make out.
I'm really surprised that you would put them two on the same phone. You should have. Where's your second phone? Or you don't have it anymore?
No, I got rid of that. I'm just down to Verizon now. The AT&T one is gone. And everything was already on one phone. I had Verizon and AT&T on one phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got rid of the AT&T because we decided that that was a terrible service. That AT&T's network has turned into complete, what's the word I'm looking for here? Shit. It's not nearly as good as it used to be. So I tried out Verizon. So I literally went and bought a Verizon account, and I had Verizon put on my phone, but I didn't cancel my AT&T account. So there's an eSIM in these new phones, and I just had two phone numbers on one phone.
Right.
A lot of people do that. And we started doing like a little race. When we go to a restaurant, we would put the phones down on the table, and it's you open up the speed test app, and then somebody counts it down, 3, 2, 1, go, and you see who gets the faster speed using, the 5G or the LTE, whatever you happen to be connected to. And Brian's phone with his AT&T, he was getting, we were at breakfast last week in Tennessee, and I think he got 80 down and like 2.5 up, and I'm sitting here with my fancy Verizon phone. We have the same phones, just he has AT&T and I have Verizon now, and I'm getting 828 down and like 300 up.
Oh wow!
And
that's a huge difference.
I'm very glad I got rid of AT&T because that happens a lot.
Well, I know when we've had trouble up here with hurricanes, and especially the one in 2020 where the two, like, really just took everything out. I had to go to another parish just to get a bar or two. Everyone was saying, people were saying that Verizon was the only thing that was still, you could use their service.
Yep.
And the weird thing is they have the same towers and everything else, but for whatever reason, they were not as bad as the others.
I don't know. I had the same experience. We had that hurricane back in 2017, I think it was. It was the summer 2017.
Right.
And it knocked out all the power and most of the cell service. My AT&T phone was gone, but my daughter had Verizon, and her Verizon phone would work. We'd have to go like stand up on a hill. We couldn't get it at the house where we were staying, but if we walked in the woods, we could actually get like 1 bar of Verizon. But my AT&T was down all week. It never came back. So I should have got rid of it then. I don't know why I didn't.
And did you now Verizon has a like a little sub company now, like everybody else does, where they have
Well, yeah.
they have a $50 rate now.
Yeah, well, Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile, they all sublet their service out to other people like
They got
Boost
Verbo or something
Mobile.
like that. It's called. That's actually advertised by Verizon, but I think it is Verizon.
Yeah, it is. But when you get an actual Verizon account, you pay a little more money. You get prioritized access, is what I learned.
What does that mean?
With AT&T, I wasn't getting prioritized access. After I used X number of gig of data on my phone, which apparently I was using, it would start to throttle me. It would slow my internet down, and my phone would suck. I couldn't get on the internet and do much with it other than, send an email or a text. It wasn't good for.
Is that
surfing
why
the
sometimes I
internet
have to turn the internet off just to get to a page?
Yes, yeah, because your data will.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably used all your data. So that was why I got a plan with Verizon that has no limits, no throttling. It doesn't hold me back. It prioritizes everything I do. Never gets deprioritized. But AT&T was not like that.
And how much is that Verizon?
I think I've been paying $65 a month for Verizon
for one. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
that's honestly
for
not
one
bad.
line. Yeah, dude, I was paying like $110 for AT&T, and
T-Mobile's
it
like
sucked.
$55, and that Verbo is like $55, so it's another extra $10. That's it. That's nothing.
Well, after I get laid off from my TV job, I'll probably be working for one of these people, so I'll learn a little more about it and let you know when I'm in the lucrative phone sales business with a bunch of 24-year-olds.
Yeah,
that'll be fun for everyone.
Yeah, normally you would be going to a car lot, which is where most people go from TV and radio.
Yeah, well, people aren't really buying cars anymore, and this thing called the internet's kind of ruined that too, and high interest rates. Man, I was driving around looking at some car lots again the other day just for funsies. They are overstocked. Nobody must be buying anything right now.
They are putting really good prices on things. I mean, when I bought my SUV, I paid $32,000. That's it. I put 22 down, and
for a Hyundai?
Yeah. $32,000 for a hybrid.
No, dude. Here's the move with Hyundai. You find some idiot who leased one and put 5,000 miles on it, and you pay $20,000 for a $32,000 car with 5,000 miles.
Yeah, I wanted something brand new. I wanted to put all my own miles on it. I don't know what you did for 5,000 miles.
You don't want to end up buying a flood car up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of those around.
They're all flood cars. You guys all live below sea level.
There's a lot of them up here.
I'm worried everybody when I go to sell my car, I'm worried everybody's going to think it's a flood car too, because I live in Sarasota that got hit by a hurricane last month. But my car is high and dry in the garage. My car's been in the garage apparently its whole life. The headlights aren't even faded.
Do you remember when I bought that Volvo?
Vaguely.
Okay, do you know that came from a snowbird in Detroit?
Oh, so it was rusty.
Yeah, underneath, and I had no idea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I had no idea. I pulled a Carfax on it after I bought it. That's the best time to get one.
Oh, that's absolutely the last thing you should do when you're buying. When I got to do it, I freaked out my sales guy when I was buying this Porsche, because we were, we'd already talked about money, and we were waiting for me to go to the finance manager, because I was like, okay, yeah, I need this car. I'm going to buy this car. And then I said, wait a minute, we didn't look at the Carfax. No, let me see the Carfax. So we pull it up, and as we're waiting for it to load, I said, dude, if this thing comes from New Jersey, I don't want it. So he's like, oh, no, I totally get it. I wouldn't buy an up north car either, because it's a 2017. And we pull up the Carfax. First thing it says that it was delivered to Porsche of Parsippany, New Jersey. And we both looked at each other and went, oh, no. and then we went to page 2, and we saw that it was actually sold at the Porsche dealer in Clearwater, Florida, when it had 12 miles on it.
Okay, so it got shipped from there.
Yeah, it must have gotten shipped to Florida, where somebody bought it there, and then it lived on the west coast of Florida its whole life. So for all I know, my car has never been out of the state of Florida, and it's all nice and shiny underneath, because the entire service history is from Clearwater and Sarasota.
That's perfect.
So
yeah.
So when I go to sell it, maybe it'll be worth it. It's probably not going to be worth any more than it should be worth, but it'll be easier to sell, because it legitimately is a clean title, never been wrecked Florida car with no flood damage.
That's true. That's one of the first things I wanted to see. Was like, first thing I did was, before that flood came for that last hurricane, I called up my insurance company. I asked them, I said, I have full coverage, correct? Yes, you do, because I always keep full coverage even when it's paid. And I said, okay, good. So we have a hurricane coming, and there's a chance that we may flood. And they go, don't worry, Mr. Matthews, you're going to be perfectly fine. You will have your, you will be covered for the amount of the.
Well, hold on now. Now, does your homeowners have to cover that, or is it your auto insurance?
Auto insurance.
Okay.
So I said, okay, great. Then I don't have to worry about it. But when I got home, I pulled it all the way up to the top of the, the carport, and then of course, and the water never got up that far up. It got in the house, but it was because my house, but the driveway's in such a slant, going up.
Hey! You can't say that word in this day and age.
Slant.
It's yes. You said it twice. It's angle. It's angle. You can't say slant. Ah, shit! Now I said it.
Is that one of the ones now?
That's a bad word. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break so you can write down a few for me because I can.
I'm going to send you a list.
Okay. Thanks. Let's take a quick break. I'll get that list and I'll see if I can figure out how to put them all in one sentence.
Can't believe you said that.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
Hi, welcome back to Erica and Mark, the phone call. This is the portion of the show where Mark exposes how freaking old and out of touch he really is. It's not just the fact that he didn't know that you can't say that S word that he said a minute ago.
Slant.
It's a lot of stuff, isn't it, Mark? You've been on the internet again, haven't you?
Oh yeah, and every time I don't really think I should, and not because I don't know what I'm doing with it. Although there is that part, but I read stuff that drives me insane. I'm literally becoming the old guy on the front porch yelling, "Get off my grass!"
Yeah. You've been that for quite a while.
Oh God.
I'm not sure and you're just realizing it now.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So what triggered you, Mark? Tell me what triggered you.
Well, it started a long time ago, and I thought this was dumb, but I just figured, well, people are people, and they're going to do stuff and everything like that. So, you're going to hear this after it, but coming up next week, we're calling a week before Thanksgiving. So, Thanksgiving is just a regular holiday. It's a day that we all get together, watch a parade, eat food, watch
there are
football,
three very
food.
bad. The football games that were on Thanksgiving this year are just it's terrible. It's like Dallas and it's literally 6 games.
Well, it's always
no
the
one
same
cares
people.
about.
They're just not as good as they used to be back in the old
Right.
days.
Yes. All 3 of these games are terrible this year.
Because this was when Tom Landry was running it.
Tom Landry?
Wasn't that his name?
That guy's been dead for 30 years.
I know. Well, that's when the Dallas Cowboys were good.
Yeah, let's not talk about the Dallas Cowboys because that's the last time that the Steelers lost the Super Bowl. You and I were at Calvin Hicks's house for that game. Do you remember that? We went to watch the Steelers and the Cowboys in 1996 or 97. We went over to Calvin Hicks's house and watched. Do you remember that?
No. Was I drinking?
You don't remember? Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, then, I black out, I think.
We were all drinking. We had a good time.
But
except for me, because the Steelers got beat by Dallas, which I never want to see happen. Of all the freaking things, and the only good thing that came out of that day was that's literally the last thing Dallas has ever done was win the Super Bowl since '97.
I forgot about the '90s that they had a little run. Yeah, I forgot about that.
They did. Who was the quarterback then? Was it Aikman? It was Troy Aikman, I think, was the quarterback, or it wasn't Tony Romo. No, Tony Romo.
Because the Steelers had their day too back in the day with Bradshaw and
that was in the
Joe
70s.
Green and Franco Harris.
79. Yeah,
good stuff, man. That was. I was
in elementary school. Yeah, I know.
That was good stuff. But
I was in elementary school, and you were 35.
But it was a normal. This is a regular holiday. So the next thing you know, I hear someone saying they're going to Friendsgiving.
Yeah, we used to do that years ago. It was when you don't have your family around, you go, you have your friends who are like your family, and you have a Friendsgiving. What's wrong with that? We actually do that on my TV station because we air Friends, so we do Friendsgiving every year and show a bunch of Friends episodes.
But see, that's what I mean. That's You can see where you're so much younger than I am when you start talking like that.
What? It's Friendsgiving. Not everybody has a family to go to at Thanksgiving.
Well, it's
so
okay because I've moved around a lot. So I had my immediate family, of course, with me in radio, but there was always some listener that you get to know in a little bit, and you like them a little bit, and you go to enjoy Thanksgiving with their family.
So you're taking in strays, or the strays are taking in you?
Both. But this whole thing of just individual people showing up for Thanksgiving, I can't see. I can't. It just doesn't.
I used
work
to do
for
it,
me.
dude. I did it every year. I would go to Tommy's house in Macon every year because I didn't have any family in Macon. If I didn't go to Florida for Thanksgiving, I was at Tommy's house.
Yeah, and if we didn't go, we would hang with somebody. But 9 times out of 10, we would go down to Florida and go with my mom or my grandmother.
Yeah, well, one of us had
like
to stay
that.
back and work and do the radio, and that was usually me, because I would take Christmas off and go see my family.
That's not the only holiday or thing that people are trying to get rid of, and this is what it gets me.
They're not trying to get rid of it, there, Grandpa. What are you talking about? Is this the war on Thanksgiving?
It's change. I don't like change.
Say it. Say it.
Like
say
change.
it. Say there's a war on Thanksgiving. Go ahead. Say it.
No. There is no war on Thanksgiving. It's just changing it to and I don't know. It's kind of losing its, its place.
No. Oh, okay, Grandpa. What else? What else you got?
Okay. They say that they think class reunions need to be removed. They shouldn't even have them anymore.
I've never been to a class reunion.
These are things, by the way,
go.
they think this comes from a list that believes that within 25 years. These things will not exist anymore. So Thanksgiving with family, not going to exist. Class reunions, not going to exist.
Thanksgiving is not going anywhere, but class reunions are kind of irrelevant. Everybody has social media now. You don't need a class reunion to see how fat your ex-cheerleader friend got.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just something about the hanging out. And I go to every 5 years I go to one.
I have never been to a class reunion.
My next one actually is the 50th reunion, and it'll be in we're to a point now where we share with other classes together.
Yeah, because what do you guys got? Like 10 people left over from everybody dead?
No. You would think it was, but the first I tell you what, the first 10 years we lost a slew of them in the first 10 years.
We lost a lot of good people in those reunions.
Yeah. But so in 2028 it'll be we'll celebrate the 50th anniversary.
Oh my God! So wait a minute. So what happened to all these people? Did they move away? They lose interest? They die? What happened?
There's a lot of just lost interest, even with people from the baby boomer age that I know. Just they're just not coming. I'll reach out to them on Facebook and say, hey, you going to go this year? Nah. And they live there. They still live in Fort Lauderdale.
I mean, yeah, they probably, still. I mean, it's the same thing with me. I don't care. The people from high school that
see, my wife's the same way.
Yeah,
she's never been to one. Not even.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who I still talk to from high school. I had a couple of them on Facebook. Oh, by the way, I'm still off of Facebook. It's been 3 weeks now. Don't miss it.
Good.
At all. So when you go to the Erica and Mark Facebook page, know that I am not there. It's just Mark.
Nor planning to be.
Doing all the work again. Planning everything just like he did when we worked in radio together.
Here's another one. They're afraid that trick-or-treating in your neighborhood might go.
That's really gone downhill in the last 10 years.
Yeah, this year, this year it rained. Before and after during, so it kind of messed up the times. And we had a pretty good run considering it rained. But last year we went through those, those big bags of mini candies, They call it fun size, but it's not fun at all. But fun size is the big ones. But,
it's fun for the adults. They don't have to buy the big candy.
But they got the bags, and we would go through 4 or 5 of those, and we only went through 2.
Huh.
But they said most people are just parking their vans and doing the churches all have these trunk and treats or whatever.
Right.
And you can just walk around and get them all at one time and not to worry.
You know what this sounds like to me? No, this sounds like a religious conspiracy. This is a war on Halloween from all these churches. They're going to turn it into something. They're going to start calling it Jesus Ween or something. And you dress up as your favorite Bible character.
They actually call that Fall Festival.
Fall Festival.
for
No,
those that
that's
don't- yeah.
no.
Fall Festival is-
Make no mistake, dude. That's for Jehovah's Witnesses. Don't fall into that, because next thing you know, you're witnessing. You can't have any other friends except for witnesses.
Oh, I know. I remember when we were kids, when I was visiting my grandparents, the Howard boys, the three boys, and they were all right around our age. One was a little older than us, one was around our age, and one was a little younger than us.
Yep.
You know, the group, but it was one part of our group, a solid group, a big enough group of boys that we could field our own football team, our own baseball team, you know, and we could play sports, basketball team, plenty of kids. And all of a sudden, one day, out of a clear blue sky,
Oh,
hi, Mrs. Howard, can come out? You know, it's like, I'm sorry, boys. No, they can't.
right. Because if you're a Jehovah's Witness, you can't associate with people
And the door
who
got
aren't
shut.
witnesses.
And,
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, my grandmother said, "Yeah, we heard that the Howards became Jehovah's Witnesses, and they're probably
Yeah.
not allowed to hang out with you." And we couldn't understand for the life of us.
Right. No, I do. Dude, the thing that freaked
I
me
mean,
out.
it was literally overnight.
Dude, there was I think everybody's had a witness in their class at some point. We had one who was same age as me. You know, we went to kindergarten together. And at some point we realized, why isn't Garth standing up for the Pledge of Allegiance? Because back in those days, you had to stand up and put your hand on your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag, and there's Garth sitting there. We're like, what the? Well, how come he doesn't have to do it? And then you know, Halloween comes and Garth just isn't there that day, because when we were in elementary school, everybody dressed
wore
up
your
in their
costume to
costumes.
school, yeah.
And you walked around to every classroom and you got candy from a teacher.
Yeah, that was another
And,
trick or treat.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
great, man. But yeah, except for poor Garth, can't have anything nice when you're a witness.
Here's one for you. It says here, gender reveal parties may be on their way out.
Oh, thank God we missed out on those too. Those came in right after my daughter was
You
born.
know, I
so
have a different reason why I don't like those. Because we're involved.
It's not just because you're old. No. There's another reason.
It's like now the poor guys, suckers, get stuck going to baby showers and wedding showers and everything. No. Back, all we had to do as a man was show up at the hospital, wait in the waiting room with a box of cigars.
Yeah.
And we had to, we had to go buy the box of cigars from the gift shop because we didn't know if it was a boy or a girl and didn't want to know. It was a surprise.
Back in my day, this has been Back in My Day by Mark Steele.
I think that I don't think they have the same reason as why I'm saying the gender reveal party.
So hold on. So they're getting rid of, is it because they've gotten too creative and people are getting hurt? Or is it just because everyone finally realized how freaking stupid it is?
Now, I wish it was that, but no, it's more about they let the kid decide what it's going to be.
They let the kid decide what it's going to be?
Boy or girl, yeah. They'll pick their own gender.
How do they, what?
I don't know.
How does any of that work?
I don't know. You can't make me understand that. But apparently you can't have the cake or the balloon or the dust of pink and blue anymore. Well, it's not done yet, but they're saying that's probably going to be gone within the next 25 years.
You know what? Honestly, I'm fine with that. Gender reveal parties always seem stupid to me.
Like I said, I had a whole different. I didn't want to go to any party.
All right, I'm all for that one. What else you got?
Black Friday.
Black Friday has been dead for a while since Amazon ruined everything.
Yeah, it's already dying. It says.
Basically,
it's just a big. It's just nothing. And you know what? No. Online shopping killed Black Friday.
Oh, online shopping killed the mall. Dude, the mall here in Sarasota, where I used to go see Rocky Horror back in the 1980s and where we all grew up at this mall, the Sarasota Square Mall. The mall has kind of faded into a ghost mall, but there was still a big IMAX movie theater. AMC had a whole movieplex theater there right next to the Costco that used to be Sears. And now it's just Costco. Last week or 2 weeks ago, they closed the AMC theater with no warning whatsoever. Just gone.
That's sad.
There's no more IMAX here in Sarasota anymore. You want IMAX, you got to go to Tampa.
Holy cow. Even the IMAX, huh? What do they do? Did they have their own IMAXs at their home now, or what?
Well, they had this big, beautiful IMAX theater there.
I know. I love
that was the
IMAX
only one.
theater.
That was the only one.
Why are they gone?
Who? Because dude, nobody goes to the movies.
Nobody goes
anymore.
anymore.
No,
See, I don't really ever go to movies
dude,
either.
I went there twice in the last couple of months to see movies. I still like going to the movies.
Last time I went to the movies was when I told you I went
Yeah.
to go see Gone with the Wind.
But think about it though. The movies have always been for who? Who goes to the movies? Young people. Young people don't go to the movies anymore, and older people can't be counted on to go to the movies. On a regular basis. Older people only go when it's like, maybe I'll go see that. Dude, I'm guilty. I went like a year without going to a theater because there was just nothing I wanted to see.
No, most of the time
Hollywood's
the movies
dead.
I'm not interested in.
You know what? Nobody wants to admit it, but Tom Cruise, I've said this a million times, Tom Cruise is the last movie star, and Hollywood will die in my lifetime. Maybe not yours, but mine. Did I say that out loud? I did.
Yes, you did. The next one is the Miss America pageant.
That's still a thing?
Yeah.
Doesn't Donald Trump own that?
No, I think he used to.
Huh.
But
well,
that was one of those things. There was just certain things on TV. When you have 3 channels and a couple of UHF channels, you have ABC, NBC, and CBS, right? And there's certain things that's back in a time that literally served a purpose where people would literally gather around their television to watch it. And I can't remember the last time I seen a Miss America.
Hold on. You know who this is a perfect question for? I think you do know. Let's
try
stand by
Siri again.
No. I have a question for you. Do you think that the Miss America pageant is irrelevant in today's society and climate? Let's see.
The relevance of the Miss America pageant in today's society is a topic of debate. Some people view it as an outdated event that objectifies women, while others see it as a platform for participants to earn scholarships.
All right, I got to know this. Okay. What do you think about the Miss America pageant?
I don't have personal opinions, but I can share that the Miss America pageant has evolved over the years, trying to balance tradition with changing social norms.
All right, okay. If you had to guess, do you think it's going to be around 10 years from now?
If I had to guess, I'd say it depends on how well the Miss America pageant adapts to societal.
Boy, you know what I'm learning today, Mark? I don't really need you for this podcast. I got that. I got that right there. If I can just get her to do show prep.
But I tell you what, what I've seen lately is what they're putting into pageants anymore aren't pageant. Listen,
you're still watching this shit. You're not really watching.
But
this,
I know when I see like that when you show the clips of the people that are up there, and it's like, how did you get that far up there? You shouldn't even been allowed in the door. Seriously,
what is it? Is it because they're ugly or dumb
yes.
or because? Well, hold on. Ugly is subjective now, and
no, it's not. Ugly's ugly. No. You know what? You take a good look at me. Not a pageant material.
I'm looking. No,
not at all.
No, you and I both have you and I both have always had what doctors have always called a face for radio. Yes. And that has not changed. It's only gotten more true.
Yeah. Personality. They say personality really counts, but it doesn't unless you're trying to get a radio gig.
Yeah, you know what? And I always say, you know what? In my next life, the hell with all this witty personality and being smart thing. I just want to be pretty and rich. I don't care how dumb I am. I hope there's a pageant around in my next life and I'm dumb and pretty.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a little too. It's just kind of dumb. It says the more state specific, but hopefully, it says hopefully.
Hopefully.
Robert A. Lee's, Jefferson Davis's, and Columbus days will be all removed.
Well, okay. What are they going to do with all the? What are they?
All right,
first of all,
the history.
I would. You know what I'm
going to do?
It's history. Hang on. I've got another question here that I'm dying to ask that I know you aren't going to know the answer to.
Okay.
Can you tell me how many counties in the United States of America are named Jackson County?
There are 23 Jackson counties in the United States.
All right.
The name is quite popular, often in honor of Andrew Jackson, the 7th President of the United States.
Try Jefferson Davis.
All right. Well, how about Jefferson Davis counties? How many are those in the country?
There are 3 Jefferson Davis counties in the United States.
Where are they?
The 3 Jefferson Davis counties are in these states. 1, Jefferson Davis County, Mississippi. 2, Jefferson Davis County, Georgia. 3, Jeff Davis Parish, Louisiana.
There you go, Louisiana. And guess who's lived in all 3 of those places? Mark.
Me.
Starting to see a pattern here. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the removal of all these historic statues?
Well,
in your part of
I
the
was
world?
born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, so therefore I am a Yankee. No matter how long I've been in the South, they will always call me a Yankee.
Yeah,
it's because of the way I say water.
Sounds like you're a
W-A-D-E-R.
You know what you are? You're a converterate, which is a converted Confederate.
No, they would call me a carpetbagger.
Carpetbagger. What are y'all doing here in Louisiana? Did you tell them I'm here for your women and your riches?
Yes. Well, mainly your riches.
I'm here to sell you carpet, you wood floor having savages.
They want to get. They think that block parties won't exist anymore.
Block party? What the hell's a block party?
See, you never had that, huh? Oh no, you lived outside of Pittsburgh. You didn't live in Pittsburgh.
No, man. There was a
block party's a big northern or a big city thing. It's where you take the entire block.
Okay.
You block it off, and you have a party. We used to do a block party for the Super Bowl when I lived in where San Carlos Park is, right?
Yeah, in Fort Lauderdale, yeah.
No, in Fort Myers.
Or Fort Myers.
Yeah.
The
you know about what I'm talking about, right by the station.
Yeah. I would stay. I stayed out of that neighborhood when I go to Fort Myers. It's scary down there.
Well, now it is, yeah. Well, it was getting there too, but affordable. We were on that block, and then we would have on 4th of July, we'd have a block party where you kind of went around and you ate off everybody else's food. Everybody cooked something, they put it out front, and then you kind of just sat where you wanted to. Kind of tables set up at everybody's driveway, and then we shoot off fireworks. And then on the Super Bowl, same thing. Before the Super Bowl, grilling out front, not in the back. Everybody just kind of sampled meats and all that. And then when it was time to watch, the guy next to me, unfortunately, he always got us to go to his place because he had one of those big screen TVs.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day where most people had like a 32-inch, and he had one of those, you remember the ones that you rolled out on 4 wheels?
Sure, yeah.
He had one of those.
I think that they still do these in trailer parks and apartment complexes. I think it's still very popular.
Where block
places.
parties?
Yeah.
I don't know what they call it. Lot parties, I think.
It's a lot party weekend. Here's a lot of Led Zeppelin.
Hey, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, you should know what a block party is.
Block parties on the radio, baby, on the weekends.
Quick way to do a quick log.
when you have nothing to give away on the radio on the weekends, you just do a block party weekend.
Really important.
Yeah, and all it does is just it screws up the cume and the time spent listening, because as soon as somebody plays a block of 38 special, no one listens anymore.
Right. Well,
radio's
gone.
off.
The minute I heard a John Mellencamp or Bruce Springsteen, gone. Couldn't be gone fast enough.
I hate to say this. As I get older, I've found myself listening to more Bruce Springsteen songs. I know.
You spent too much time around people from Pittsburgh and up north,
I mean, maybe, but my hometown came on. I was listening to XM the other night, and my hometown came on the live version. I'm like, oh, I forgot about this song. This is a good song. I used to hate it. And Racing in the Street, great song, another great song. The live version from the box set in 1980 is fantastic.
Here's one for you: The Days of Private Fireworks.
Oh, no, please. That's scaring the crap out of everybody and everybody's dog on the 4th of July and New Year's Eve every year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because now, I don't know how. When did New Year's Eve become firework place?
I don't know, man, but I got to give my dog a tranquilizer.
It was never there, and then it was there.
Yeah, dog tranquilizers must be in short supply on New Year's Eve.
Here's one for you. This is interesting. Polling places on Election Day.
Polling places. Oh, yeah. So the latest polls. Yeah, I quit believing in polls in 2016 when everybody said that Hillary was going to win. Oh, Hillary's got this locked up. And I said, have you driven in the country and seen all the Trump signs? Because I have. And I don't think that's
Yeah, they
right.
got flags now, man. It's right up there, right above the American
Dude,
flag.
I knew he was going to win in 2016 because I drove from Pittsburgh up to the mountains up in central Pennsylvania on just nothing but back roads. We didn't take any interstates. And it's about 150 miles of just little towns and 2-lane roads. And for every Hillary sign I saw in people's yard, I saw 100 Trump signs. So that wasn't hard to figure out what was going to happen. I should have bet money on that.
Daylight savings. I think it needs to go.
Yep, I think
Almost
everybody
everybody
is in
hates it.
agreement. Yeah, I was out riding my bike last night in the dark at 5:45 in the afternoon.
Yes.
In the dark. It's ridiculous. Just let it be dark until 8:30 in the morning. No one cares. Everybody's tired in the morning anyway. Nobody's going to notice. Let us have our evenings, for God's sake.
Here's something I did a long time ago, but my wife believes in these wholeheartedly. But I gave up these a long time ago. Thank you cards.
Oh, I forgot about those. Yeah.
Now, my wife totally believes in that. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I guess that's still kind of a thing, depending. Like if you get a bunch of gifts for your baby shower or wedding gifts. But why? What other reason would there be to send a thank you card these days other than like a
Well,
big
they say
event
it's
like
you
that?
can simply handle it now by a text or just saying it the next time you see him in person.
Yeah, or text works great too. I've never been offended by not getting a thank you card in my life.
Me neither. Here you go. Here's one. Weddings may go away. Large weddings may go away.
Well, yeah, people are starting to finally realize, so should we spend 50 grand on a wedding or should we put 50 grand down on a house? Let me think.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
No, you're
go to
right.
Vegas. Vegas still exists. And people don't realize this, but when you go to the courthouse to get your marriage license and you sign all that crap, you're legally married right there. You don't need a preacher to say to give the blessing from God for it to be legal. Already legal after you leave the courthouse. You're technically married. You don't need a preacher is not a member of the law enforcement community that will marry you and make it binding. It's already binding.
Well, even
You're
if you
screwed.
do the church thing, but it's the parties that cost so much. I mean, that's,
Yes.
I mean, think about it. When I was inexpensive to hire, and mine was still $1,000, $250 an hour.
For my wedding,
to play records for you. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
and announce you when you come walking in.
Yeah, mine was expensive, but I had a really good friend of mine DJ'd, so it worked out okay.
Here's something that was interesting. I actually did this when I was in high school. When I went to Nova High School, which was an experimental school, but it's agricultural based school year.
That's a thing?
In favor of a year-round school with quarterly breaks. In other words, we go to what they call an agricultural-based school year, which is, you start in September, you finish in...
Oh, okay. I thought this was going to be like a
year-round school, and you pick which quarter you want to take off.
Well, people should do that.
And you get 9 weeks, and you end up getting you end up getting like 9 weeks off.
Yeah, people should do that. That's actually a great idea.
And actually, if you stay the full year, which is what I did, but I had to because I just had this brilliant idea that it doesn't matter whether or not you skip the elective classes.
Oh, they figured that out.
As long as I went to the math and English and science classes, I'll have no problem graduating. Didn't realize that those numbers count too.
So you did all the hard, boring stuff and left out the easy stuff.
Yeah, to smoke pot.
Oh, yeah. Clearly working on a different
So I
level
went
there.
all year around one year to catch up on all those elective school classes. Like my in the summertime when no one's there, I had like a couple of office aides and some PE and art. But they said that assuming that they're going to have a Department of Education in 25 years. That's the interesting part.
Yeah, we'll see.
College homecoming celebrations.
Yeah, that seemed outdated when we were kids, though.
Yeah,
It did.
I
That
mean, the
seemed
high school
outdated.
thing, but in college, it doesn't seem it's the same.
No, high school or college. It's like, what are we doing? Why, can somebody explain to me what homecoming actually means? Because I don't know.
There's got to be. Ask her.
All right, I'm going to
That's a
ask
good question. I have no idea why they call it that.
Well, you're really trying to just fuck yourself out of a job here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Hey, give me a quick definition of what it means to have like a homecoming at a high school or a college. What does homecoming mean?
Homecoming is an annual tradition in high schools and colleges, typically involving a football game, a dance, and other festivities. It's a time for current students, alumni, and the community to come together, celebrate school spirit, and welcome back former students.
That's why. Welcome back former students.
Back in the old day, it was the former students and the community would come because every community had their own school.
But now too many people have restraining orders and can't come within 500 feet of their old school. So homecoming is not really a thing. That makes sense. Okay.
Okay, one more. I didn't know this actually still exists, but apparently they think this should be gone. And I kind of like this.
Podcast? Is it podcast?
Bake sales.
Bake sales. Yeah, maybe in
Well, you know what,
towns.
though? Here's what happens at a bake sale, because I've been involved in bake sales before with
Don't tell me. No, don't tell me. Somebody put a razor blade into some cupcakes.
No. Even worse than that.
Somebody
No
peed.
one bakes anything. You go right across the street to the grocery store.
Yeah, you just go to Publix.
And you pop in in the Publix and you grab yourself a cookie thing and you dump it on a plate. You put saran wrap around it.
Right. That's cheating. That's not really a bake sale. You didn't make anything.
Yeah. So.
All right. Are we done? I got to go pick my sister up at the airport. I hate to cut you short.
Yeah. Well, actually, do you have a bit? Can you find a bit?
I did not prepare one, but we can pretend like we prepared one and tack it on to the end of this right here.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take a quick break and we'll come back with our radio bit.
Sure.
All right, let's just say goodbye.
You have a great week.
Goodbye.
Yeah. I'm hanging up on this senile old man right now. See you next week. Luckily, you'll forget what I just said.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.